Thank you for joining today's webinar. We'll be getting started in just a few moments. Thank you all for joining us today. We're thrilled to have you with us for this exciting webinar. Today's session will focus on streamlining physical counts, minimizing disruption to keep operations flowing. Our expert presenter, Adriana Chandler, Customer Account Manager, will guide us through the strategies and best practices that can help your business maintain smooth operations while managing physical counts. After the presentation, we'll open the floor for Q&A. So feel free to add any questions you may have in the chat. All right, and without further delay, I'm going to hand it over to Adriana. Take it away.
Thanks, Melissa. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar on physical counts. My name is Adriana, and I am an account manager at Scanco. I am newer to the software world, but I do have a background as a manufacturing plant coordinator. Today, we are going to be talking about physical counts, specifically streamlining physical counts to minimize disruption and keep operations flowing. All companies complete physical counts, and I know a lot of times it's not something that we look forward to, but the process really doesn't need to be as daunting as it may seem. So our agenda for today, I am going to do a quick introduction to Scanco. I'm going to go through some of the different solutions that we offer, a brief overview of why companies do physical counts and some of the challenges that come along with that, and then why to use scanners during counts and how that can benefit you. Then I'll dive into physical counts with Scanco, how it works, and how it integrates into the Acumatica ERP, and how to get started with us. And then at the end, we will have time for questions. So a little bit about Scanco. Scanco was founded in 1989, and we have almost 40 years of industry experience, which makes us a leader in supply chain automation. We work with a wide variety of distributors and manufacturers and offer solutions that range from basic data collection to advanced warehouse management systems, which you will hear me refer to as WMS throughout the webinar, as well as manufacturing and procurement optimization. We are actively growing here at Scanco. We recently acquired two amazing companies, Without Wire and Donor Point, and we are continuously creating other solutions that integrate with different ERPs, such as Acumatica. So here is our Scanco team. We recently got together last summer to meet everybody because we are growing, and it was amazing to get together with everybody, meet all of the new faces, including myself, and really just talk about the growth within the company and share ideas with one another. So Scanco's warehouse management system for Acumatica. We offer a lot of different solutions that integrate into Acumatica. Some of these include item, bin, lot, serial inquiries. We do inventory transfers, and that can be bin to bin or warehouse to warehouse. We have receiving purchase order capabilities to populate receipt of goods. Of course, directed put away, picking, packing. We offer label printing solutions, which I will touch on more later on. And then, of course, physical counts. So why physical counts? Companies complete physical counts at least once a year, sometimes more frequently, and there's a lot of different reasons why. Of course, one of the main reasons being inventory accuracy. Over time, variances do tend to show up between the inventory levels recorded in the system and what is actually located physically on the stock floor. And this can happen due to errors like mispicks, theft, damage, and physical accounts really help ensure that the numbers match, and it provides an opportunity to correct any inaccuracies that are taking place. Financial reporting. Companies do need accurate inventory levels for accurate financial statements. Inventory can directly impact the cost of goods and overall profitability, so it's really important to make sure that inventory is up to date for financial reporting. Preventing theft and shrinkage. When companies do physical counts regularly, it helps detect shrinkage due to things like theft, fraud, damage. When you compare physical counts with what's recorded in the system and what's on the floor, it can really highlight areas where inventory is missing and lead to those corrective actions. A big one is inventory replenishment. Having accurate inventory levels, it's really critical for planning future stock orders. Physical counts help companies understand what items they have on hand and help them make better decisions about restocking, avoiding overstock, or even overpromising on orders. Cycle counts. A lot of companies use cycle counting, and that's just basically when you're counting a smaller set of inventory more regularly instead of performing a full physical count once or twice a year. Identifying operational issues. Physical counts do reveal areas that may need improvement in day-to-day warehouse function and help give insights on where companies could improve warehouse and inventory practices. And then, of course, we have our audits and year-end close. A lot of times companies will do physical counts towards the end of the year to confirm that inventory levels are up to date. And this could be for tax filings, for audits. And it's just important to make sure everything is up to date when closing out the books at the end of a fiscal year. So some common challenges that companies might face when completing physical counts. A big one is disruption to operations. When doing manual counts, sometimes that can halt or slow down operations, and that can lead to things like productivity loss. Physical counts can be very resource intensive. They require a lot of planning, and they can be very labor intensive, especially if you are completing them manually. Human error. As humans, of course, sometimes we make mistakes. These mistakes can include things like miscounts, incorrect data entry through misreadings, typos, just errors that we tend to make as we go through things manually. And then inaccurate data. Errors do occur during physical counts sometimes, and that can lead to inventory discrepancies, and that can once again affect financial reporting. It can affect supply chain management, and it can affect customer satisfaction. So why automate? There's a lot of reasons to automate. Automation can help increase accuracy, of course. One big thing is the reduction of that human error. When you're scanning barcodes, it reduces the likelihood of mistakes compared to manually recording inventory on paper. Things like data entry errors can occur, such as typos or misreading when doing things manually, and those errors are minimized when it's scanned directly into a system. Automation allows for real-time updates and instant data entry. Our scanners can feed data directly into the company's ERP or warehouse management system in real time. So this gets rid of that need for that second step of manually entering data from paper into a system, which in itself can cause delays and errors. And with those real-time updates, you get immediate discrepancy alerts. So since the data is uploaded in real time, if you are scanning counts and there's a discrepancy between what's recorded in the system, it can be flagged immediately, and that allows for quicker error correction. Reduction of labor costs. When using automation, you'll need fewer workers because scanning reduces the manual labor required for physical accounts. And it reduces that need for overtime as well because it makes the count process quicker. And that in itself reduces labor costs associated with performing physical counts. Improved traceability. So our scanners allow the ability to track serial numbers and lot numbers. They capture not only the quantity of items, but also specific details. And this is especially useful in industries that require detailed tracking for maybe some compliance, like pharmaceutical industries, food industries, electronics. Our scanners also record time and location. So scanners can record the time and location of the scan happening, and this allows companies to trace inventory movement and identify any potential issues more accurately. And of course, just like your cell phone, our handheld devices offer mobility and flexibility. Our scanners are mobile and allow warehouse workers to move freely throughout the facility while performing physical counts, as opposed to carrying paper and a clipboard. Minimize downtime. So when you're using barcode scanning, it allows for quicker inventory counts, which minimizes the downtime needed for counting operations. This faster counting process offers more efficiency. It's a lot quicker than manually writing down details on a paper. And then it can be seen throughout the warehouse. So physical counts with Scanco's warehouse management system and how it works. So this is actually a picture of what our scanners look like when you're using our system that integrates into Acumatica. You can see it's very user-face friendly. In Acumatica, you have the ability to set permissions. Permissions will follow how you prepare the physical count. So if you're only designating to count specific items or specific location, the scanner is going to validate the entries and make sure the employees aren't going beyond what you have put in the system. Our WMS system allows for improved security. All of the transactions with the scanners are traceable and they are recorded in the warehouse management system. It becomes easier to trace product movement, and that helps identify where errors or fraud might be taking place. We also offer restricted access for improved security. So our scanning devices can be configured with user-specific access, and that ensures that only authorized personnel can handle certain tasks. We have the option for inventory control and visibility. When you're using Scanco's WMS system, you can control whether inventory is frozen or not during these counts, as well as limit visibility in terms of displaying the quantity that's supposed to be on hand on the worksheets or scanners if you wish to do so. Our WMS system helps with improved accuracy. Barcode scanning dramatically reduces manual entry errors, and it offers real-time data validation. So when you're scanning, it ensures that the correct item is picked, packed, or shipped, and it immediately validates in the scanner against any inventory that's in the system. So it helps prevent mistakes before they impact the customer or the inventory count. So as you can see, like in this screenshot on the slide, if you input the wrong location or wrong item, it's going to reject it and you'll be alerted in the scanner immediately. Cycle counts, our solution offers a cycle counting feature to perform smaller, more frequent counts instead of completing an entire warehouse shutdown all at once, if that's something that you want to do. So another solution that we offer is Scanco label printing. We have a really amazing solution called SkyPrint. And you're really able to print labels at the palm of your hands. You're able to use the handheld device to print labels directly from the scanner. So everything can be barcoded from the scanners, and you don't have to use any other systems for label printing. It's all one solution that's built in and ready to go. And these printed labels can include different item codes, quantities, lots, or serial information, whatever you would like on there. So Scanco's warehouse system, we touched on physical counts today, but we do offer a lot of other solutions that can be integrated into Acumatica. Our warehouse system does things like inventory transfers, and that can be bin to bin, warehouse to warehouse, purchase orders for receipt of goods. We offer license plating solutions, picking, packing, directed put away, and then that label printing as well. We do have a team designated here at Scanco that does implementation and professional services. They do things like managing implementations. They will meet with you to process review and help you build your timeline and roadmap. We offer on-site services, and then we do have a learning management system, which is basically like a Scanco University, where you can find resources, videos, manuals, anything that can help assist you in the solutions that you're currently using. So how to get started? Of course, you'll reach out to us at Scanco. We would set up a discovery call first. This kind of call just kind of discusses the challenges that you're facing, reviewing your processes, and then we would build a tailored demo for you, and it would be tailored specific to your business needs. And then Scanco installation implementation does typically take 8 to 12 weeks. And we actually have over 4,000 installations across all product lines, which is amazing. So that's all that we have for physical counts today. Melissa, I'm going to open up the floor for some questions. Did we get any in the chat box?
All right, let me check here. We do have a couple that have come in. So the first one I have is, can you do ABC cycle counting?
Yes. So whenever you are in Acumatica setting up the physical count and setting up those permissions, you are able to choose what type of count you're wanting to do, and you will have the option to do the ABC cycle counting in the permissions. Are there any other questions?
Yes, I do have a couple more. Can you add items to a freeze file?
Yes, so if you choose to freeze inventory, if you scan the item during physical counts, it will freeze it, and the scanner will alert you and ask if you want to add it to the count. So if you want to, you would just click yes, and then it would be frozen in the counts. Are there any other questions?
Yep. If I'm a current Scanco customer, what does moving ERPs to Acumatica look like?
Well, first of all, thank you for being a customer. I know for that in itself, we would offer special pricing for your loyalty to Scanco. So we would first set up a discovery call to learn more about your needs and what processes you're using and why you're wanting to move ERPs. And then since you're already using Scanco products, the shift to that new WMS system really won't be as dramatic as it may seem.
We did have one more question come through, but I did answer it already directly, and it was a question regarding if this recording would be available. And yes, so this recording will be sent out to all attendees after the webinar.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa. Was there any other questions?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. Thank you all for attending. If you have any questions at all that you think of afterwards, our phone number and email is posted on this slide, so feel free to reach out to us with anything that you might need.